YouTubers? How y'all doing this late? That's a weird sound. This late night, Sunday night, Monday morning, 12:25 in the morning. I still can't believe doing this already on a work night, but I am. This is the Club May Nights 93. I am here live for my live review of WWE Payback 2020. The show that literally I still don't get why it had to happen. And it only took place 1 week after SummerSlam. It wasn't much of a build. So I didn't have many expectations going into the show. This is more just so like a network special in some ways. But decent amount happened on the show. I wouldn't say it was a waste. I would say it was not horrible. I think they did make some good decisions on this show. But I thought it was just a decent show that was passable. Nothing mind-blowing, nothing I'm going to remember, forever. Well, maybe a few little things. But, I thought it was passable. I think it was a waste. There was good stuff that happened on the show. I don't have a heaping amount to say, though, about it. And quite frankly, I don't want to be up here super duper long. But, yeah, I probably should have done this review a couple hours ago when the show went off the air. But I had other things I wanted to do. But then I thought, you know what? I could wait till tomorrow before Raw. But after work, I gotta take care of some other things, my other video work. And then Tuesday, is NXT. I want to do live reactions during that main event. The what's it called now? The 60-minute Iron Man match. So I want to do live reactions for that. So, of course, it's going to be another busy week, because it's the third week in a row with a pay-per-view, as we have AEW All Out next Saturday. So I got those pre-mixes to do as well. So, rather than me just putting things off, I'm going to do Payback tonight. I'm going to do Raw tomorrow. It's probably going to be a very half-assed review. And then so forth, the way I can stay on track, because I have other things I got going on right now. So that's why I decided, well, I'll take my shower, and while I let my hair dry before I go to sleep, because I don't like to sleep with wet hair, I'll do my Payback review. Again, not too much to say, but I will say it wasn't a bad show. It was decent. Let's see here. Tyler's on the live chat. I done his live review of Payback. He gave it a 3.5 out of 10. Okay. We've got Ride-One Kenobi. Hey Mike, so, once upon a time in a land far, far away, there lived a little girl named Ruby Riott. And Ruby Riott, you see, she had 2 magic T's in her name. I still have that story you wrote saved somewhere on my other computer. Rob, I'm going to have to find that. I still have, the lists of the Badass Ballsy Key Lime flavor for Shotzi Blackheart, and the Vanilla Virtuosa for Deon Purrazzo, and Iron Man Mike this Tuesday night. Oh, I've been Iron Man Mike the past couple weeks here on YouTube with these live reviews. There's so much wrestling going on. And I do hope for an AJ and Roman feud for sure, now that Roman is Universal Champion. So, but yeah, let's get rolling again. I'll check the live chat at the end. Again, I just want to go through this again. Not much really happened, but I will say it was not a bad show. It was not bad. There was a pre-show match, apparently, speaking of Ruby Riott, between Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and the Iconics. Riott Squad won. Can't really say much about it because I don't know what happened. So I'm guessing either at Clash of Champions or Hell in a Cell, we're going to, have a match for the women's tag titles. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later, because we were the champs now. Just saying. So, we opened up, actually. I was hoping for that match. I was hoping for that women's tag title match to open up the show, because I was going to miss it. Although my game ended up getting done early because the Blonde Oxborough had some miscommunications, and we had to get done earlier because someone else needed the field. So, with that being said, I actually got home in time for the start of the show. I opened up with a pretty solid match. The United States Championship match, Apollo Crews versus Bobby Lashley. I remember when this match was going on, I thought back to a match that these two had when Bobby Lashley had first won the Intercontinental Championship right off of Dean Ambrose at the beginning of 2019. And I remember seeing that match and just how slow and bland it was. That's when Bobby Lashley had just turned heel a few months earlier, and he was just showing off his physique and having these slow matches that were just so boring. But now, of course, with this much more improved Bobby Lashley with MVP and the Hurt Business, I'm like, okay, he actually put on a pretty good match. And I thought him and Apollo did pretty good. I thought this was definitely 20 times better than the match they had. I remember them having a match shortly after Lashley won the Intercontinental Championship. So much better than that. And I thought, Lashley looked good. I thought he also made Apollo look good as well. The finish, though, came as we expected. Lashley, of course, he was not able to hit the spear on Crews. So instead, he put on the full Nelson, the full Lashley, as they're calling it. And Apollo tapped out. After the match, we have the Hurt Business celebrating in the ring. They did this different effect where they had a photo effect as they were taking photos of Bobby Lashley winning the U.S. title. Of course, Apollo Crews snaps, and he attacks the Hurt Business, gets out of the ring, and basically goes, "I'm winning that back. I'm winning that back." So, me from the past few weeks saying that SummerSlam was the golden opportunity to turn him heel, and I'm still on the fact that, okay, yes, why would he still want to join the Hurt Business if he's still beating 2 of the 3 members? Since the only one he can't beat is Bobby Lashley. But I'm like, you know what? Again, the whole idea of him going back into catering is still there. Like, Apollo Crews, obviously, Apollo Crews, both of them kind of like first relationship syndrome. Like, you're in a relationship with somebody, it's your first time you get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and then the moment that you guys split up the first time, it's like, oh shoot, I feel demoted again. I didn't want to go back. Like, I've worked so hard to get to this point. Now I'm like right back back to the drawing board. It feels like that's what it was like for Apollo Crews. Like, he was stuck in catering. He wasn't getting the opportunities, and when he finally did get the opportunities, he was actually doing pretty decent. Again, still some ways to go, but still pretty decent as United States champion. And obviously, once he loses to Bobby Lashley and loses the U.S. title, obviously he's going to go a little crazy because he feels like, oh crap, I'm going back to the same rut I was in before, and I don't want that to happen to me again. So he obviously, I feel like that could be a simple story just to help lead him into joining the Hurt Business, or just him turning heel in general, whether he's joining the Hurt Business or not. Still think he should join the Hurt Business, but I feel like after seeing that happen at the end of the match, I'm like, okay, the whole idea of Apollo Crews being a heel isn't dead yet, so there's still something there. But Bobby Lashley wins, and he's now a 2-time United States champion. I'll take it. So that's how we opened up the show with that match. Backstage, and we have Keith Lee getting ready for his match later on against Randy Orton. Up comes JBL, who gives a little pep talk of sorts with some hedge fund information. Told him he'll have the means to use that information once he wins his first big match on Raw. However, you shouldn't feel too bad if he loses, since Randy Orton is one of the best. I'm like, whatever, JBL. So the second match we had was Big E versus Sheamus. And this weird hatted Sheamus, this weird hat he now wears that's in all of his graphics and whatnot. I'll be real, wasn't a big fan of this match. I mean, it got the job done. It got Big E over. I like how it kind of told the story, and of course, going back to a segment on Talking Smack, I guess where the Miz got him for being for that Big E's too goofy and when's he gonna get serious or whatnot, and kind of bring a little bit more of the serious side out in Big E, which I like because, well, of course, maybe not yet because there's how many freaking heels now in WWE, but I think he needs to be a heel. and he'd be like more of like a serious badass style heel. I think that he was booked as when he first came to the main roster. So I kind of like how they brought that serious side, but as far as the match itself, it really wasn't that great. Again, I thought it was a little slow, kind of boring. I just don't think him and Sheamus have good chemistry, and that happens. Some people just don't flow well in the ring. So Big E though won. Afterwards, again, he really starts to get energized and whatnot. Hell, so yeah, Big E gets a win in the singles pay per view and whatnot. Oh, and then we have this new interviewer named Elise Ashton. Not too bad looking, I will say. Who interviews Matt Riddle, who seems taken aback by Corbin's tweet about Riddle being a failure at home. Kind of probably maybe referencing the recent allegations he had against him or something like that. Which I actually thought was a nice little touch. Even though, once again, I'm getting sick of all this, stuff on social media and whatnot. But I thought that, it was a nice little touch a little bit. But like I said, still nothing too spectacular because it's freaking Baron Corbin. And then we have another interviewer, backstage segment with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Hey, apologize! Oh, wait till I tell you what she did after her match tonight. But they're talking backstage, and Jax is positive that they can win, and if Shayna follows her lead, they'll be fine. But Shayna's like, no, we'll win if you stay out of our way. They then start to, tease a brawl again, but then agree to stop talking and just warm up. So I'm like, oh my god, this makes no sense. So not making sense. Then had this bland match, Matt Riddle and King Corbin. Again, I didn't care, just on the fact that Matt Riddle would win and we'd be done with this. Well, good news is, Matt Riddle did win. And I just look like, bro flopper. In fact, they called that corkscrew moonsault that he does. He did it on Corbin to win. Of course, backstage, though, afterwards, Corbin attacks Riddle. So this feud is continuing. Yay. Why? I don't know. But anything involving Baron Corbin now just makes me sick. Again, it just bothers me so crazy the fact that I was super high on this guy a couple years ago, and then just like that, he is down the tubes, and I literally do not care about him whatsoever, unfortunately. So the feud's continuing. Yay, who knows what's going to be next. It's dumb. Then we had this match. This golden match. Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax for the women's tag titles. How we still got to this match, I still do not understand. The whole idea of a team where two people hate each other doesn't work with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Especially if you're trying to make Nia Jax a freaking baby face, which for crying out loud she is not. I think I'm officially going to accept that we have Shayna Baszler as a baby face. I'll probably do a turn alert this week for her. Nia Jax, I'm still not going to, especially the way she acted after this match. Basically, the only cool thing about this match was the finish that I can remember. I really didn't pay attention to this match at all. The Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler won after Shayna Baszler put a submission hold. She put a Karafuda clutch on Bayley and an Indian deathlock heel hook type submission on Sasha Banks. It looked freaking sick. Like, it made Shayna look like a little badass. It was so cool. And then Shayna used Sasha's arm to help choke out Bayley to get her to tap out. Bayley has been tapping out a lot lately. I will say that. That kind of bothers me. Of course, afterwards, the Golden Role Models look devastated. Obviously teasing that match when they finally turn each other and they actually have that match. Probably Survivor Series now. Who knows when it's going to be. But, or Hell in a Cell. I think Bayley and Sasha could put on a pretty good Hell in a Cell match. But afterwards, we have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler being interviewed. And Nia Jax was literally running around going like, wow, 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 hi mom, hi, oh my gosh, I'm a tag team champion, oh my gosh. It was just so fake and cheesy as hell. I'm just like, get that abomination off my screen. Yep, I'm not going to enjoy this run. I hope it's short and sweet again. At this point, again, I was hoping that, maybe not till Hell in a Cell at this point. Probably going to be a rematch of Clash of Champions. But hopefully at Hell in a Cell, we get like Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan taking the titles off of them. I'm just saying. So, yeah. Other than that finish, didn't care for this match. What I did like, though, were these last 3 matches. Especially a decision made with this next one. A match I didn't even imagine having a week ago. Keith Lee versus Randy Orton in a one-on-one match. So they had a match on Raw this past week that was, again, not too bad. Except for the fact that Drew McIntyre interfered and cost Keith Lee the match. Well, of course, generic theme music aside, because apparently CFO owns the rights to the song, that's why I couldn't use it. So again, so I'll be surprised if Tommaso Ciampa's theme music changes if they ever bring him up to the main roster as well. But of course, I was hoping for a solid match. We did get a solid match out of these two. But what I didn't think was what would happen is Keith Lee won clean. He won clean with a Spirit Bomb. He beat the Apex Predator, probably, I'll say one of the best heels in the company, at least the best heel on Raw, and Randy Orton, clean. Keith Lee won clean. Help me, believe that maybe there are some plans for him down the line. Again, I wouldn't mind maybe like Hell in a Cell or something, have him face Bobby Lashley and take the U.S. title off of him. Get rid of the U.S. title. And honestly, based off of, the moment that happened last year at Survivor Series, have Keith Lee win the Rumble. And go to WrestleMania and win the Universal Championship off of Roman Reigns. Again, remember they had that, they were the final 2 in the Survivor Series elimination match this past year. Why not have them, actually have a match? It was a moment that could be a future WrestleMania main event. Keith Lee and Roman Reigns? Actually with heel Roman Reigns like now, let's go. I'm all in, if you know what I mean. Just saying. But, yes, so, great match for sure. It was also a pretty good match. Also, again, I'm sorry I'm flying through this, guys, but again, gotta get to bed. Was also a good match. Was this match. Rey and Dominic Mysterio taking on Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Good match. I think I would have liked it a little more if this match was not done on Raw this past week. So why didn't we just wait till the pay-per-view? I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good match. I think these guys work really well together. Even though, again, I hated the eye for an eye match, mostly because of the concept and the finish. But, this is a good match. The only thing I wish would have happened, well, I do like how you do hear, towards the end, hear Seth Rollins go, kick him in the head. And then Rey gets out of harm's way, and Murphy accidentally kicks Rollins in the face. But then it leads to Murphy getting taken out, and then Dominic would get the pin on Buddy Murphy to get the victory. I still think I would have rather seen Dominic pin Seth Rollins. Yes, Rey could have helped him out that way. It wouldn't have made, Dominic look too strong right away. I would have rather have seen Dominic pin Seth, but, Rey's supposed to be getting a rematch with Seth tomorrow on Raw, so we'll probably see the pin happen there and end this feud and move on from other things. Who knows what's going to happen with Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Since they're kind of teasing some of them now, I don't know. Who the heck knows? And again, I still heard rumors that Seth Rollins is going to be taking some time off soon anyways, so we'll wait and see. So yeah, that was that match. And then finally, this main event. The Triple Threat Universal Championship No Holds Barred match. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, versus the Choo Choo Train among men, Braun Strowman. And the big dog, and the new monster heel of WWE, Roman Reigns. So, throughout the night, we had people asking Paul Heyman if Roman's going to be there, because apparently he didn't officially sign the contract. So basically, he's like, he will, just, don't make it a problem. We're going to do this. Well, the Fiend comes out, and then before the bell rings, we have Braun Strowman attack him. The match begins. Roman's not there. I'm guessing Roman didn't sign the contract. So, what we saw from the Fiend and the Fiend and Braun Strowman, pretty good. We had them go through tables a couple times. LED boards, got some other weapons involved. That was good. Of course, my favorite part of the match was the suplex that the Fiend hit on Braun Strowman to take out the ring. That's where, even though it's the same theme music, Roman Reigns comes out with a chair in hand, officially signs a contract, gets in the ring, and tries to, pin them first immediately. He's like, what? Come on. Count, bitch! He literally said to the referee. But so then, of course, he had, the Fiend tried to take out Roman with a mandible claw until Roman kneed him in the right where the sun does not shine. I'm thinking, wait, the Fiend is not really human. Is it even possible for it to hurt down there for him? You know what I mean? Then he spears Braun Strowman and he wins. I was kind of hoping for maybe a little bit more from this match, but it did its job. We knew the Fiend was only going to be a one-week champion the moment Roman Reigns returned as a freaking heel. Again, he's a freaking heel champion with the blue belt now. So, yeah, that's what I said earlier. Have Roman Reigns hold that title to WrestleMania. Have the long reign WWE has desired for him to have for ages. Because he's a heel now. And he's already coming across as a pretty good natural heel. And again, I would say still, have Keith Lee win the Rumble. Take the title off of Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That's my long-term booking plan. Keith Lee, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania, Universal Championship. Take my money. And with that, guys, that's going to do it. Gave this show a C+. Decent show. Live chat, what we got here before we go off the air. Tyler's going to do what ifs soon. Nice. Robbie said, Nia Jax, Women's Tag Team Champion with Shayna Baszler. Hey. Yeah, that's right. And Seth Rollins vomiting at the end of the eye for an eye match. Yeah, don't remind me. That was dumb as well. But yeah, guys, again, sorry I kind of fly through this. Again, gotta go to work tomorrow. But again, I didn't want to get super behind on my reviews. And again, there wasn't really too much to say. But Payback, once again, decent show. Gave it a C+. Let me actually go on to Twitter really quick here, because I forgot to do that for my SmackDown review. But go to the polls and see what people are saying about Payback as well. Let me see. What we got here. 15 votes. 20% said A. 53.3% said B. 13.3% said C. And 13.3% said D or lower. Again, C+ for me. And that's what I'm going to stick with. So, Robbie, Tyler, thanks for joining me in the live chat, guys. Again, just for this brief live review of Payback. Again, I'm going to have to do it. I'm probably going to be really tired. But tomorrow night, I will talk about Raw. And then Tuesday will be NXT, as well as, of course, live reactions for that 60-minute Iron Man match to crown a new NXT champion. So, guys, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on this pay-per-view? Again, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video. Subscribe or comment to my channel. And follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBoy93. So, until then, guys, I'm out. I'm going to bed. Have a good night. See you guys all tomorrow for Raw. Peace out, everybody. Yeah.